Hey, podcasters.
Hi.
Well, I'm waiting for them to respond. I was trying to give them a chance.
Hi.
Okay, all right.
Hello.
Good to hear from you. Today in the podcast, we talk about Fallout 76.
We do. They made the announcement, finally. Well, some more details
came out. It's a pre-announcement.
Yeah.
You know what it reminds me of, though? Remember Soul Food 76?
Yes, yeah. For our RadioU throwback channel, by the way, a little pre-promotion for that.
What happened in 76 that everybody's like, let's name it 76?
If you're a listener to RadioU, which is what we're the morning show for, you can check out through RadioU.com a throwback channel so you can hear some of our older RadioU bands from back in the day.
So in this podcast, we also talked to Jen Ledger.
She was so nice.
She's very nice.
Super, super nice.
She's very nice. She's from Skillet and Ledger.
Yes, her solo work is out.
That EP is out there. We also talk about expiration dates for Little Debbie's, A1 meat candles, documentaries, protesting gas prices in Canada. There's a lot here. So we hope you guys really enjoy it.
We hope you like it. Don't forget RadioU Riot on Facebook. Everything gets posted there. And you can always message us if you find a story you want us to cover.
Yeah, we
or
love that, actually.
If you want to say hey, and then RadioU Riot on YouTube as well. Subscribe and then click the bell to get notified. So when we send out a new video like Jen from Ledger or our Worst of Riot, you can actually get our podcast that way. If you listen to it, you'll get notified.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Aww.
Are you hungry?
Well, we've been deciding lunch.
No, we have been talking about lunch. It's rough.
Remember back in the day when we would have said Quaker steak for wings, but now we're trying a different place?
I don't want to go
You don't
there.
want to go back anymore?
I don't. Do you?
I always want to, but then I tend to not feel well afterwards.
No, that's it right there. Like, I have all of these wonderful memories
so
associated
good.
with the wing buffet, and it tastes good.
Yeah.
But I pretty much, without fail, feel like garbage roughly an hour after we go, and
Wing garbage.
that lingers for a long time.
I don't know. I think it might be something with the sauces with you or something. But we're gonna try. We're gonna go to Roosters.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I like that.
I think I'll be up for.
Got
it.
a lot of good chicken options. I like a good chicken option.
Oh, feel free to also message us your favorite chicken places.
Yeah,
we need to branch out. We need more.
There's not.
There
There's
has to be more. We just don't know.
No.
We only go down one road to eat lunch. That's our one road.
Right. There's like a million restaurants on that road.
Not a lot of chicken wing places.
Now,
There's only
that's fair.
like 5 or 6.
That's fair.
We need more.
All right. Like, hey, look, I love wings.
What if there's one the other way on the other road that we never even knew about?
Are we allowed to go that way?
We can go that way.
Okay. Hang on.
boy.
You know, I didn't, because, when we suggested when our Chinese place shut down, and we're like, yeah, if you go this other direction,
There's
it's
a
really,
whole other opportunity.
and people are like, we can't go over there. I can't go there.
No, I think we should ask.
I don't disagree.
Because maybe we just don't know.
Oh, man.
Oh, you just go stretch
I'm just
now.
Stretching
We'll start
and
the
yawning.
Ready, set, start the podcast.
You guys just put me at ease. Thanks for that. It's the Riot.
Baby's crying. Nails on a chalkboard. Your girlfriend saying, we need to talk. The worst of the riot. Yep, it really is that bad. On RadioU.
Eggs, they're bad for you, except they're good for you. But they're bad for you, and they're good for you.
Well, that's a back and forth.
Man, I actually posted this on Instagram, so if you want to, get a look into my world, you can go ahead and find me on Instagram, Obadiah RadioU. I don't lock up my Instagram because I don't have anything that like, you just be like, oh, this is a man.
That's not why we lock our Instagram.
This guy plays video games and eats eggs.
He bears it all for the world to see.
He is as lame as I thought he was. Oh, look, here's another picture of his feet in front of the TV.
Would you, if you locked your Instagram, would you feel like you would need to step up your game or something? Or
no, I think, one, it would communicate something. And two, as a girl, I'm sure you need to lock it because men
of all the weird messages we get, yes.
Men are what they are. And we'll just leave it at that. It's fine. Whatever.
No one's bugging you after your egg posting.
I don't have a lot of female stalkers that are just like, nice feet. Will you take your socks off for me? Like that. I don't get that, so
sure,
I'm good.
So you're safe. Okay.
That's something I have to worry about.
All right.
But okay, you should, Nikki, grab your phone or whatever. And
oh, you're telling me to? Okay, sure. I'll pick up my phone.
You should look at it because I bought these eggs, and I literally bought them because they had them like at the front of the store instead of the back.
Yeah.
And I'm lazy. But They have more words on them than any eggs I've ever seen.
It is an excellent source of vitamins D, E, B2, B12, B5, omega-3, less saturated fat than regular eggs.
Wait. Then regular eggs.
These are regular eggs.
I thought they were regular eggs.
No, I think because they're vegetarian, so they're not fed other eggs.
And let's see how misleading this is. The phrase that really got me yesterday was vegetarian-fed hens.
So they're not fed meat.
Is that what it means?
Or is the vegetarian feeding them?
Exactly.
Is that a word game?
That's what I want to know. It's because, hey, I feed the hens. I'm a vegetarian.
I'm not lying.
This is a vegetarian-fed hens. Or is it even sicker and darker than that? That they rounded up some vegetarians, killed them, and fed them to the chickens.
No, I think they're fed a vegetarian diet.
It doesn't say that.
Which is mostly meaning they just give them grain.
It doesn't say that.
I bet that is it.
Not on that paper right there. On that paper. On that egg carton. It does not say that they get a vegetarian diet. It could be that everybody works at this place as a vegetarian and they're feeding them other chickens.
This feels like an older person making the thing, because sometimes I find like they want to put labels on everything and a lot of words and a lot of, I don't know, like they want to explain everything where I would just know, okay, eggs are eggs.
Eggs.
You don't have to tell me all of it. You're spelling it all out.
In fairness, I will tell you, when's the last time you spent like a little time in the egg aisle? Because
how's the differences besides the brown egg and the regular egg?
What's the difference? What's that?
And then the free range and I think the brown eggs, I think they are supposed to be better for you, or so we've been lied to.
Do they taste different?
No, I don't think so. It might be like a cholesterol thing. I don't know.
So do they have more or less? Is it like I want the brown eggs with more cholesterol?
I think it's less.
Sure.
That's a good question.
I don't know.
What's the difference between brown eggs? We learn the most every day. Brown and white eggs.
I have no idea.
No difference in yolk or taste, shell color. The genes determine shell color. White feathered chickens and lay white eggs. Red or brown ones with red earlobes lay brown eggs. That's it. So there's no difference.
But that's not how they make me feel at the store. They make me feel like it's this very important choice.
That is the organic one. Like it's the healthier choice.
Man.
Yeah, they really make you get that assumption.
So many words on these eggs right now.
All right, well.
Obadiah RadioU on Instagram. Pictures of my feet while I watch TV and eggs.
Quite the feed.
Who it's feet.
No, I meant your Instagram feed.
Oh, I thought you meant...
No.
Are you sure you're not talking about what we feed the hens?
No, I said you have quite the feed.
Vegetarian feed?
Nope. Again, your Instagram feed, your timeline.
Okay,
sure.
The Riot with Obadiah.
Them honey buns and Cheetos done caught up with
The Riot with Nikki.
Yeah, she's a liar, because I don't know her. So whatever she says is a lie, so...
The Riot, RadioU.
So did you guys see the big announcement yesterday that, I don't know, was it that big of an announcement? Depends on what you like, I guess. Fallout 76.
Well, we talked yesterday about Bethesda had started a feed on Twitch.
Wait, stop.
What? Thanks.
Nikki just rolled out Bethesda, and she's not looking at any notes.
Thank you.
She just said it.
I listen to when you talk about these things.
Come on.
And they were rumors about what were they going to announce yesterday, and they finally did.
Uh-huh. And they didn't really give you a lot of details. They just had a...
Was it a Fallout thing, though?
Yes. It was like 90 seconds of, hey, you've lived in this shelter, and now you're going to the surface, and blah, blah, blah. Like, we don't really know what it is. So speculation has been kind of going in two directions. One piece of speculation is that this is going to end up being like Fallout New Vegas, meaning that it's a side story. Like it's not a main numbered Fallout. Fallout 4 came out 2 or 3 years ago. So this would be like basically using that same engine to make a whole new game.
Sure.
Kind of a thing. Or the other rumor that is floating is that this will be a multiplayer survival game. So think Ark Survival, if you know what that is. They did that Metal Gear Survive, DayZ, different games where it's kind of you're online, you're always online, and you're trying to build up a base. You can attack other people. You're being attacked. So the idea would be you're in the wasteland trying to make your own place. While you can help other players, you cannot help other players, stuff like that.
But they haven't said which one.
They have not said what it's actually going to be. They want us to wait until, I guess, next weekend, I think, is when they're having their press conference, and they'll show off their new toys. But I tried to like Fallout 4 a lot. Like I really tried. And Jerome, I know you're listening. And you texted and called and messaged, and he
was a faithful fan of Fallout, and he tried.
He's pushed Fallout on me enough that I can name drop and know that I tried. I bought it.
You did. You really did.
I really tried it, but it just
didn't connect with you.
I just couldn't get into it, and I really tried. So the idea of a new Fallout announcement,
maybe you'll be more excited about this one. We'll just have to wait and see.
I'll tell you what I'm excited about. Watching press conferences.
You love that stuff.
Snooze fest, I know, but I'm totally into it. I can't wait.
He totally loves it.
My favorite part of the worst of the riot, when they shut up and the music starts. It's the worst of the riot on RadioU.
Man, what is this about a Whopper donut?
That's tomorrow. Tomorrow is Donut Day. Tomorrow is, I'm going to say this again, tomorrow is Donut Day.
National Donut Day.
Yes, it is.
You know what? We should have donuts tomorrow.
I think we should.
Not just like you say that, but I mean it. Like we should actually have donuts.
I don't know which ones or why or what or like which flavors we should go with. We'll have to figure that all out, but we need something.
Maybe I just stop and get an assorted dozen from the bakery down the street on my way in.
Could be, or what is this? Why can't we get this?
Well, here's the thing. The Whopper donut appears to be basically just a donut, or no, excuse me, a Whopper that they're going to cut the middle out of.
Is that it?
So, like, they're just putting a big hole in a Whopper. But so you don't feel like you've been cheated, you get a free mini slider.
Of the middle part.
Which is basically the middle that they're handing you.
Okay, well, that is supposed to be tomorrow at specific Burger King locations.
Don't get too excited if you're like,
why can't they do that nationwide? It's called cut the hole out the middle. You put the little thing in and there you go.
Nikki, not everybody's going to be checked out on the hole cutter. They don't have to.
Is that a specialty job?
What are they going to do? Shut down the entire franchise and spend an afternoon training people
to do this?
They don't have that kind of money going through Burger King.
This will be at a location in Tremont Street, Boston, Massachusetts, Miami Beach, Florida.
Ooh, I'm going to Miami Beach tomorrow.
Hacienda Boulevard, Los Angeles, California. West 42nd Street in New York City. And
New York.
South 1900 West, Salt Lake City, Utah.
Man, I'll tell you what, Nikki. It is going to be a star-studded
event,
celebrity event that everybody's going to want to be a part of.
So that is tomorrow if you want the Burger King Whopper where they're cutting out the middle and it'll look like a donut for National Donut Day.
I don't want one.
I don't want one either.
Or just make your own. Like, whatever. What I really want is an actual donut. I almost got one today.
I thought they were going to put a donut like on a Whopper, kind of like the Krispy Kreme
too.
ones that people make all the time. Mm-hmm. That seems like a better promotion for tomorrow.
Man, I'll tell you what, if we're deciding right now that we're having donuts tomorrow, I'm already excited about tomorrow.
Well, let's plan.
I want a glazed donut.
I want the donut place where they don't put the cream, like the...
Oh, they put the cream in last?
Well, when you order it.
Right.
So when you pick it up, they pick up the piping bag and they just put it on in there and...
Is that the Duck Donuts?
No, that's the one down south.
You mean like in Mississippi? Kentucky?
South our city.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Near the casino?
I'm not. Oh, that's not fair. Nikki's right. That's a great place for donuts. It's so good. It's so good.
So we'll have to figure out for tomorrow. But we're stuck. Like we're landlocked here. We can't leave the studio.
I'm telling you, like I can get those donuts.
Yeah.
But that. Oh.
Well, I don't know if I feel those donuts.
Okay.
What do I feel? I don't know.
Well, you know what, Nikki? After the show, let's take some time and explore our feelings. You can hold the conversation stick, and
we can decide.
We'll figure something out.
Could we take a Twitter poll or can you guys text us, and then at the end, we'll let you decide what donuts we should eat tomorrow?
Here's the thing. I will tell you, there are only 3 donut shops that are open within like a 10-mile radius.
Should we go today?
And then there'll be day-olds.
No, not totally. It'll be like 12-hour-old.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you want to head over to the casino, you have my permission.
And get those.
You have permission to succeed to head on down there.
You're like, Obi, I got donuts and $10,000.
You know what, Nikki? I'm going to let you keep those donuts.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll go ahead and take the money.
You'll take the money for it. Well, feel free to text 877-2-RADIO-U. I'm taking a list of what donuts should we have for Donut Day tomorrow.
See, I could be perfectly happy with a cup of coffee and just a glazed donut.
That's because you want just the glazed one. I want something else.
It's not good enough for you, is it?
I don't want the stick.
What? The stick is good. The stick is good. Oh, Nikki, you're not appreciating the subtle flavors that are available.
Oh, you're right. You're complex.
You've got to be beaten
flavors.
over the head with flavor. I like something that's a little more laid back.
Sure, the Riot could start eating healthy, or they could continue living happy, enjoyable lives. The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki.
Yes.
Why can't we talk like Jen Ledger?
What do you mean?
She's on the phone, and I was talking to her off air.
And she sounds so nice and polite.
She has this wonderful accent that is so charming.
And we're all loud and harsh.
And we're like, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, hello, yes, I was calling for Obadiah.
Yes, it is not. I wish we could be that way.
Jen, I'm so jealous of your accent, and it's amazing.
You guys are killing me. This is so funny. I was thinking, wouldn't it be amazing if I faked an American accent now just to throw everybody off?
You're like, wow, Jen has really changed, hasn't she?
Changed a lot.
She's totally changed.
Yeah, well, I got quite the intro. Now I feel like I've got to play up my English accent. I'm worried people won't notice it.
I love it so much. We had an intern named George for a while. He was from the UK, and I just loved sitting and listening to him talk.
It was just so relaxing for you.
It's wonderful. I know he didn't care.
That's nice.
His fake English accent was good. He had a really good, he would go in places and order tacos. And he had this, it's a long story, but it was amazing. And I'm off. So,
you know what? The one thing that I have the hardest time ordering in America is ordering just like a glass of water. No one knows what I'm saying. And I'm like, water. They're like, what? And I'm like, water. And then I'm like, water.
There
and then they're
it
like,
is.
oh, a glass of water?
There
okay.
it is.
It kills me. But I refuse to do it American the first time because it just feels too shameful or something. So I always try English twice and then I switch to American.
There you go.
Just to be clear, we speak English too, okay?
Oh, yeah, that old chestnut. I hear ya.
I don't know, though. Just when she speaks, it does sound just so much more better.
Intelligent,
posh, refined. Very nice.
Oh, dude.
I love that most of this interview is going to be about my accent.
That might be all of it.
Well, nailed it.
Hey, we're talking to Jen Ledger of Skillet and Ledger.
Of course, the new song, Not Dead Yet, super popular here on Radio U. It's been doing amazing. So we're glad to have...
That's great news.
Everybody loves it, so we're glad to have a chance to talk with you.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be here. I've already smiled a ton this morning just from our previous conversation. You're killing me.
Okay, now, Jen, don't hate me, but I have a question that I have to ask you about Not Dead Yet.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay, I'm sorry, but between your British accent and Not Dead Yet, all I can think about is Monty Python and the guy not wanting to go on the cart. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I've seen Monty Python, but the only thing I can remember from it right now is like the Knights of Ni or something.
Yes. Well,
but I can't remember the scene you're talking about. Does he say Not Dead Yet?
You have your work to do when you're done with us, because if you just Google, he doesn't want to get on the cart with the dead, and so he goes, I'm not dead yet.
He keeps
just saying it.
over
You're gonna
and
love
over
it.
again.
Oh my God,
you're gonna love it.
Amazing. Maybe you're giving me ideas for my music video. Maybe I was subconsciously influenced by that scene, and I had no idea.
Well, you need to go find it, because as soon as I saw the song title, I was like, oh no.
You can't separate the two.
It's probably good that I didn't know that and didn't remember it, because it might have stopped me from writing it. I'd be like, it's just too embarrassing.
Well, we're talking
but now you told me, I'm going to feel embarrassed from now on.
Now you're going to be worried about it every time.
Totally, of course, yeah.
No way. You just need to own it. Just own it. It's no big deal. Like, whatever.
I'll pretend like I did it on purpose. I'm like, oh, yeah, totally. You know, that scene. No one reminded me of it. I totally remembered it from the beginning.
I'm actually kind of surprised no one else is, or you haven't seen it yet. You haven't brought, someone hasn't brought it up before.
You were definitely the first people to bring it up. And now
all right, Obi. Good job, Obi.
You know what?
You're number one.
I'll wear that badge.
Obi over there. Yeah.
I'll wear that badge. I'm not scared of it.
Proudly. He's fine.
I'm not scared of it.
You know your old references to old things.
It is an old movie.
Oh, snap. She's burning you.
Oh, no. That's banter. That's just love.
Hey,
it's fine.
Jen, my pop culture knowledge rolls way too deep. Like, way too deep.
I believe you already. I feel like you're proving it.
Yeah, like that movie's older than all of us. But let's talk about you. Jen Ledger on the phone of Ledger and Skillet. Your EP is out. The song is doing really well. So you had a pretty posh placement there in Skillet. Why on this earth write your own music?
Yeah, why add that?
Why add the heartache and the pain?
I know, man. It is no just making your own music, that's for sure. Yeah, basically, I kind of reluctantly joined Skillet 10 years ago. I thought that I could never be a performer. Playing drums made me nervous. And then, like, after praying about it, the auditions came up. I said no, I didn't want anything to do with that. And I really felt like God was saying that he wanted me to go for it. And, I mean, 10 years later, here I am. It's like his plans are just so much better than my own, because my goal in life was to be a hairdresser. So things really changed for me, you know. And it was about 4 years into Skillet, you know. I've been traveling the world with them, and I've just seen, we just met so many people saying, you know, I was going to kill myself, and then I heard the song the last night, and it just saved my life. Or I was addicted to heroin, and then your music's helped me get through that, and now I'm 6 years clean, you know. There's things like that were just like kind of just really eye-opening for me, and I felt like God was stirring to me about like 6 years ago that maybe I was meant to be writing my own music too, just so we had, like, I've got a platform. I'm seeing a ton of girls telling me that they're learning drums because of me, or they're changing my hair because of me, and I'm like, oh man, they're really listening to me. And I just sort of thought, God's given me this platform, and I want to be a bit more vocal with it. And so it's been kind of like a 6-year process of, first of all, how on earth do I write a song? So
sure.
Corey Cooper have been training me all this time now, and I can't really learn from anyone better. They're like some of the most successful writers, you know, in the world, and there they are training me. So it took a long time, but we really made sure the songs are right. We wanted to make sure it wasn't Skillet Part B, but, you know, that it really reflected me and my kind of like my different personality traits, and the fact that I've got this edge because I've been touring in a rock band for 10 years, but I've got a bit of a softness too. And so we really took the time to try and kind of create something unique to me, if that makes sense.
It does, absolutely.
And here we are. I'm on the phone with you because of it, which is very fun.
Talking about Not Dead Yet, so, you know, for Monty Python.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Very important thing.
You're right.
Life-changing moments.
Well, I think that's neat to, because a lot of times I don't think, we don't all have an understanding of, we just think, oh, you just maybe decided, and then the next day you just go write a couple of songs. We don't realize that things can take so long, and it's a process, and just being faithful during that time. And then before you know it, it's out.
Mm-hmm. It feels like a long time when you're in it, especially when, you know how it is when God speaks something to you, and, you know, you never know if it's going to be next week. And sometimes you're like, it'll be tomorrow in a word or in something you've read, and he speaks to you, and then it turns out to be a 10-year season. You just never know what it means, and all you can do is be faithful to what he's got before you and trust that he can open the doors at the right time. But I did find it hard because I just wanted, I'm a little bit of a person that can be like, I really want to make sure I'm doing all I can with what he's given me, and I want to be faithful, and I want to stand before him and just know, Lord, I was faithful, you know. So I'm a bit of a worrier, and I try really hard not to be, but it's just so cool to see how it all worked out in the end. Like, I feel like I know who I am more, in a way. Like, I got into the Skillet. I'd only been living for Jesus for about 12, 13 months or so, and then I was in a, you know, a really, like, a multi-platinum selling rock band all of a sudden. And so it's just like I've been on such a learning curve of how to live for him, how to be a musician, how to do business, how to honor him, and all of those things. And so it's just been a really amazing apprenticeship, and I'm really glad in a way it took the time it did, because it's like he's really like developed who I am in him now, and it's exciting to finally be speaking out and sharing what he's done in my life, you know.
Aww.
Well, we're talking to Jen Ledger of Skillet and
Now Ledger, yes, for the EP, which is available now.
Well, you know what, Jen?
Yay!
It's been really great to talk to you. I always loved hearing you on Skillet's music. I've really enjoyed your EP. So, you know what?
Thank you so much.
We are glad that you have made your own music, and we're excited to be playing it.
Oh, my gosh. That means so much to me, guys. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So, listen, we can let you go. You, of course, need to go and look up the Monty Python clip.
That's your homework. That's fine.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Feel free to report back later after you've seen it. You don't have to, but it's an option if you need to talk it through.
Next time we talk, I'll have done my homework. Don't worry.
Good. You'll be all schooled with it.
Well, hey, thank you so much, Jen. Hang on one second.
Hang tight. She's amazing.
The worst of the riot has no expiration date. It's born spoiled. It's the riot on RadioU.
The classic crime Driftwood. Have you ever listened to the lyrics of that song and thought about how creepy some of the lyrics are? Like, think about that line when he is like, if you let me cut you until only you remain, because you've got what I want.
Well, when you say it that way and in that tone.
But we know that it's a metaphor, right? Okay, so what's it a metaphor about? The song is talking about this. A lot of people just see you as a piece of driftwood. You're worthless. You just wash up on the shore. If you ever go to the beach, that stuff's good to make a fire. Or it's illegal to use it for a fire, depending on where you are.
It's not the shiplap stuff or whatever. It's not that.
It's not something that people are working to preserve.
You're just there.
Very often. But the song is about how God sees past what other people see. Like, some people see just a piece of junk wood, and he sees something really beautiful in you. And when it talks about cutting you, what it means is that God can tell the difference between who you really are and a lot of the things that life has done to you. Like, well, what does that even mean? Well, think about this. Think about some of the stuff you've done because you've been so afraid to be yourself because you didn't want people to reject you, or you didn't want people to make fun of you because you don't want them to find out who you really are, so you pretend to be something you're not. Now, imagine life if you weren't afraid of that. That's one of the things that God wants to do for us. He wants to cut away the junk, the stuff we're afraid of that doesn't matter. He wants to show us things in life that do matter so that when all the junk is left, we're what's left. God made you. God loves you. God hates seeing you stuck in habits, hang-ups, things you can't let go of, things you do just to make other people happy, but it's hurting you. He's tired of all of that stuff, and he wants something different for you. And he's willing right now to start the process of getting rid of that stuff. Or as the classic crime would say, cutting you until only you remain. It's not weird. It's a metaphor. And I get it. I understand it. I see it in my own life. God's not done. I'm not finished. But it's something that God and I are doing and working through together. And what he's doing for me, he wants to do for you. If you don't have a relationship with God, man, you should really think about it, because God gives, he really, really cares about you. If you don't have it and you want it, just start by saying, Jesus, I want that. I want you to come into my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I want to know what your love's about, and show me what this means. Show me how to live. Like, get to work on me a little bit. Man, God will. And I'm telling you right now, of all the people that you're trying to make happy in your life, God's already happy. He already loves you. So just lose some of that stuff.
The Riot has a problem with authority.
It's a little rule. Maybe you're not familiar with it. Nobody tells me what to do, ever.
I just want you to know, some people ask, like, when you guys are on the show, is that just something that you put on? Is that just you pretending? Because, like, off air, you guys are totally different.
I don't think we are.
Not at all, actually. In fact, Nikki and I just had a discussion that I think went exactly the way you would think it would go.
Which discussion? About that stuff or about lunch?
It all started. I wanted to do a taste test today, and Nikki was like, man, we can't do that taste test today.
Well, there's a couple reasons, I feel like.
Okay, let's hear it.
So we have 2 items that we got. Last week we did a Facebook event at night. We did a special show where we played Ticket to Ride. It was our game night, and we went and got snacks ahead of time, and we found a couple of 4th of July little snacky cake things.
Yep.
2 of them, and I thought we'll do that closer to 4th of July.
4th of July. Don't you feel like it's with us right now?
It's not, though. I mean,
don't you feel
it's
the
not
spirit?
June yet.
Don't you feel the spirit of America right now descending on this room?
In form of blueberry, what are we getting?
Red, white, and blueberry.
Nutty Buddies and the blueberry rolls.
Nikki feels like, you know what? That's a little too much patriotism for one day.
Well, I'm not ready yet.
I want to shut it down.
Then we also talked about the fact that we're going to have donuts tomorrow because tomorrow's National Donut Day.
Yeah, and I said, so that's tomorrow.
But it's a lot. And then we're going to lunch today, remember? We have a lot going on.
Okay, what? Okay, wait.
What if we go have a fun lunch?
So what if we say this, like, you know what? We shouldn't eat tomorrow. We're eating today.
No, I'm not saying we shouldn't eat.
If we're going to eat tomorrow, we shouldn't eat today.
I'm saying we shouldn't eat the snack cakes that we should have.
You know, snack cake is a word. Those are words that you use.
Oh, so what are they supposed to be called?
That you're categorizing them right now. I feel like we need to have a discussion about,
the
labels that we try to put on people and foods. And not limit them.
So what should it be called?
Breakfast.
Second breakfast.
Snack.
First lunch.
Mid-show snack.
Pre-lunch. Yeah.
Wait, no. Mid-show, not carb load.
Energizer.
Yes,
something like that.
I really like that. Mid-show energy boost. I like Energizer. Let's call it the MS Energizer.
Perfect.
Mid-show Energizer.
But I just didn't know. Yeah, I thought we would wait closer to 4th of July.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Now, there's still other stuff in our break room. Don't let that stop you.
Okay. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just wait. They'll just sit there, aging out.
They're not going to age. They're so processed. They're fine.
Whatever. Like Little Debbie's have a shelf life of 2 to 3 days.
What's the...
That's how fresh it is.
Is that how long?
That's how fresh it is.
Read me the
These are
expiration.
So fresh, like
They're
you don't
4th
even
of
know.
July cakes. They're not going to expire anytime soon. They might not even expire. Those do look good. Red, white, and blueberry cream rolls. What do they say?
I love it. No. I want you to read it.
When does it say? May 30th of 18?
They're day olds.
Year? Are these last?
It's 2018 right now.
Wait, no, I mean, like, don't these normally have a year? So are these from last year?
Those expired yesterday.
Bet if used by May 30th, 18. How is that possible? What is those?
The red, white, and blue Nutty Buddies are June 19th.
Well, that's not even 4th of July. We should eat these soon.
Well, I'm just saying.
Well, those do look good. I bet they have...
you weren't ready for that, were you?
No, I was not. And I stand corrected. I thought these would be good forever. I bet because they have...
it's all the fruit in there.
There's a lot blueberry.
There's a lot of fresh fruit in there. And fresh ingredients.
What am I hearing you say?
They go into a Little Debbie.
No, it's not. But we had that with the eggnog Swiss rolls. Do you remember those?
They did go a lot faster, didn't they?
Yes, because of something to do with what's inside of the filling.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's do these.
Nikki, if you're dedicated to eating fresh, like you...
Farm fresh.
Yeah, like turnover is fast. Like you can't put a lot of stuff in the fridge.
This is straight from the farm to the table. Because we know where this came from, this box.
It came off of George Washington's cherry trees.
And that's a local blueberry.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's all locally sourced.
It is, which is why we feel right about eating the red, white, and blueberry roll.
No, Little Debbie wouldn't lie to you.
No, of course not.
She cares about you.
No.
Cage-free, farm fresh all the way.
I still think now let's call it for maybe Monday. We could use that next Monday.
You're right.
Starting your day with the worst of the riot is a great idea because it's guaranteed to get better from here. It's The Riot on Radio U.
So yesterday we were talking about how Atari is launching something they call the Atari VCS. So think... It's not supposed to be like a PlayStation or an Xbox, but it's also not supposed to be as simple as a Nintendo Classic Edition. This is supposed to be almost like a streaming set-top box.
What was the one you used to have?
The NVIDIA Shield.
Yeah, kind of like that.
If you have any idea what that is, it's like that. But instead of being Android-based, it's Linux-based, and you guys just walked away, and I get it.
My gosh, did you feel everybody leaving?
I get it, and I get it. So, come back. Let's get back to why we're talking about it. Yesterday, one of the big hooks, and I think it appeals to a certain age bracket because it's going to have, packed in 100 classic Atari games.
These to me seem even more than classic. Like they're really old.
Well, yeah.
games.
Well, okay, let me give you an example. My dad had an Atari 2600.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I imagine that my dad might be interested in something like this. So,
well, Father's Day is coming up.
Well, it's not out yet, but you can pre-order it. Here's the thing that got me. We talked about this yesterday, and I felt like it was almost a throwaway mention. Like, nobody's really that interested in this, but we'll talk about it because I was light on content, and sometimes you get desperate. Sorry, too honest.
Sometimes you talk Atari.
You know, it happens. But yesterday, when the pre-orders went up, guess what happened?
Did it sell out?
Indiegogo crashed.
Really?
There were so many people.
How many does it take to crash?
That's a good question.
I got to point that out.
That is maybe a better question. But I'll tell you this. The last time I was excited that House of Heroes had an Indiegogo project, I don't remember trying to go to support.
and
they were
crashing.
like, it's crashed. Hey, did you hear about the new pre-order bonuses for Project 86's new project?
That's people just going to the page to get the details, not necessarily following it or stuff. So it's an Indiegogo?
Yeah.
I never caught that.
Well, they're doing it's this whole thing. They're doing it weird, but they've decided like they're doing this whole pre-order thing, so it's not that you can get it. And I guess they've also got video posted so you can see some of what it looks like. When I tell you, see, okay, I want you. Are you looking at me?
I'm looking at you.
Okay, now don't roll your eyes.
Okay,
look straight at me.
Stay in there.
Stay looking straight ahead. Okay. All right. The base model with no controllers, so I have no idea how you're going to play it. $200.
Yeah.
Hold them.
Don't
Look at me.
Yet. Don't
do
yet.
it.
Don't.
But if you want the deluxe package,
the deluxe big console breakfast,
that'll be $300.
Oh, stop it.
And $39.
No, it's not.
That is $10 less than a PlayStation 4 Pro.
Gosh, well, I guess if you want to.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's not a Father's Day gift then, because that's too much money.
It's not. You know, the other option is I've seen those little Atari controllers. They're like $10 and they plug directly into your TV.
Yeah. Can't we just buy all these classic games on that little kiosk in the mall that's illegal?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to be like that, sure.
And it's like $20.
But will your mall kiosk thing play Netflix?
Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm going to take it a step back. I don't even want that.
Okay, I don't either.
I don't want any of it.
I just thought the crashing Indiegogo part was interesting.
We searched for something positive to say about the riot and finally came up with one word. Consistent. Consistently terrible, but still consistent. RadioU.
I'll tell you right now, if the Cleveland Cavaliers win the 2018 NBA Finals, I'm buying everyone that retweets me a jersey.
No, someone else already did that.
That's what Demarius Randall said. And
he tweeted it.
He tweeted that. And that sounds like a great thing. Here's the problem. He plays for the Cleveland Browns.
Are you saying he's not getting the money like other players?
They struggle a little bit, you know? And let's be clear. If you took my checking account, my bank records, and laid it next to old Demarius's records, I'll tell you who looks like they're struggling.
It's not him.
It's not him.
They say he's set to make about $1.5 million this year, going off his base salary and like a bonus for him.
Yeah.
But when he tweeted that, he said, so if the Cleveland Cavaliers win the 2018 NBA Finals, I'll buy everyone who retweets us a jersey. Well, at this point, it's way more retweets than one would ever imagine.
As of the count of this article, and I haven't looked at, I should go out and look at it now, but it was saying 692,000 retweets.
Which makes it the most retweeted from an NFL player. And
Ever.
they say that beats a Detroit Lion punter, Sam Martin, tweeted about dog food for Hurricane Harvey victims, and that was the previous, if you want to call it a winner.
Yeah.
For the most retweets. Now he has it.
Here we go, Nikki. 943,000 retweets as of right now. Mm-hmm. But the more people talk about it, the more it ends up getting retweeted.
So people are saying it will cost millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars if he were to follow through on that. So everybody's expecting him to not, and he has said there's 100% chance that he will deliver on the jerseys, but no one knows because they're talking it could be up and over, $70 million.
And that was just at the basically if he had 700,000 retweets, he's now almost to 1 million retweets.
My guess is this. They're basing that $70 million on going to an NFL shop and getting it for about $100, which is the cheapest jersey. That's not where he would be going to.
Right.
If you're buying it in bulk, you're getting a better price than that. That's your price. The price to make it is something else.
Look,
that's when you really find out the jerseys are like $5 to actually make.
Here's what's going to end up happening. It's going to turn into
it's a deal. It's going to turn into a deal with something.
Yeah, where it'll be like, hey, if you come to our game on this day, you get it's Jersey Day.
Well, I bet it'll be like, it's a jersey shirt.
Oh, yeah, it's not going to be, it'll be a T-shirt that looks like a jersey.
And there's going to be a lot of different sponsors on this shirt where they weren't on there. So I can see it going that way. But we'll see if he fulfills his promise.
I think when this is all over, he's just like, ha, congratulations. Obviously, I can't buy one for
And maybe
everyone.
they won't win. So.
You know what, Nikki? LeBron can't hear you right now.
All right.
Over the sound of how awesome he is. He can't hear that. He says, believe.
Believe.
All he hears from you is the sound of your unbelief.
Well, I was just trying to make it better for this guy. But...
LeBron, help me. Help me with my unbelief, LeBron.
So if you'd like to, Demarius Randall, his tweet is still there.
Yeah, and you can still retweet it. I'm going to choose not to.
Me too.
I choose not to because I want to give Demarius a little break. So that's 2 people that he won't have to buy jerseys for.
You only do that free taco thing from Taco
one
Bell.
Time.
When
I did it
does
one time.
That's all you're going to do.
All of a sudden, I'm free taco guy. You go one time, I'm typecast as free taco guy forever. You won't do that
for a jersey, but you'll go get a free taco.
Well, you can't eat a jersey, Nikki. I mean, you could, but I don't want to.
You don't want to.
We thought about selling the worst of the riot. But let's be honest, no one is buying this stuff. Get it for free on the RadioU app.
We still haven't talked about that A1 candle.
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
You want to do it now or later?
Yeah, we can do it now.
Okay. A1 has a candle. Bye, guys. There it is.
Are we good or what?
A1 is selling a candle now that smells like
A1?
meat.
Or is it meat scented?
Well, they say it's a meat scented candle, not an A1 scented candle, which to me...
There is a trio of flavors for the meat candles, including a classic burger, original meat, and backyard barbecue. If you're looking to get the original A1 scent, you should opt for the original meat variety. That has the signature aroma of the steak sauce.
I think I like the way A1 smells. I like the way it tastes.
I use A1 and then ketchup, and I mix it together.
Oh, that's so good.
I love it.
It's so good.
Yes.
I didn't know you did that.
I do that.
I thought I was the only person who does that.
I love it.
People always look at me funny. I'm like, shut up.
This is such a good taste.
It's delicious.
It is. Didn't A1 make a version like that for a while? Or
I don't know, but Nikki's spot on. A1 and ketchup, and then you slop it together. It makes me feel like a pig, but I love it. It's so good.
Wow.
It is so good.
Well, oink, oink, because we're in it together.
Yeah,
all the cool people are doing it.
You know what else is really good with A1? A1 is good on eggs.
Yeah, really?
It really is. And, I might have known someone that was doing a low-carb thing, and they were desperate for any kind of flavor they could find. And so A1 fits that lifestyle.
Got you through that?
So you put some A1 on those eggs.
So the limited edition meat-scented candles from A1 are being they're branded merch for Father's Day.
Yeah.
So that's why they're going out. The scented candles last you 50 to 70 hours burn rate.
50 to 70 hours? That's a long time, isn't it?
It's a pretty good burn for a candle. And they're available now on the Meat Sense website.
Oh, my gosh.
They're $15 each for a candle.
Just to be clear, I don't want one.
I know, but it'd be funny if we got one and we just burned it in the room for a little bit.
Sure.
We could put that as a show expense.
I would do that. Sure. We'll burn
we could then put a camera in front of it and just do a time lapse.
You know what we should do? We should start a whole new segment where we do candle reviews. And you and I just bring in different candles once a week. Have
you bought a lot of candles? We don't have the budget for that.
No, I haven't. Because
I think very expensive. And it seems like the website for the candles is also not accessible right now.
Maybe they're that popular right now.
Because we're talking about it.
The other thing I find myself is originally when you said meat candle, I feel like that is a vegan insult for a meat eater. Like, listen up, you stupid meat candle. Don't you feel like it feels like,
I guess.
like a meat candle? Like,
no big candle to be a mean term.
I know, but it feels derogatory. Like, what if I started calling
I think it was
like,
your tone with how you said it. You could say anything in place of that.
All right, meat candle. Right?
Yeah, now I can't separate the two.
I like it.
So classic burger, original meat, in the backyard barbecue, A1 candles.
All right.
The Riot spent their entire advertising and promotion budget on catering and craft services.
The junk that guy eats has finally caught up with me.
So please tell your friends. It's The Riot on Radio U.
So, Nikki, last night we weren't together because we don't spend our evenings together very much. And when I tell you what I did last night, you're going to find yourself in a position where you're like, why can't we just be together more
all the time?
At night?
Okay, what did you do?
Last night, I started, I hit up YouTube for some documentaries, and I watched, wait for it.
Wait.
I watched a 45-minute documentary
on
the HMS Dreadnought. It was a ship that the UK built in 1906, and they say it changed naval warfare forever.
A 45-minute documentary?
I just got sucked in. I just couldn't stop watching it. And I was listening to the Hardcore History podcast, which I've told you about.
Layers.
It's getting better.
Layers of fun.
And Dan Carlin kept talking about how, naval warfare had changed, and he keeps referencing the Dreadnought, and he talks about it a little bit. And I was like, you know what? I want to know more.
So you went and watched a documentary.
And I don't know what hit me. Like, I never go digging for... a lot of people watch documentaries on Netflix, but they never have one that I'm actually interested in, except for that toy one. That was a good one.
And the Titanic one you liked.
Was there one on there?
I thought so.
Sure. That sounds like me. But then this one, it was awesome.
Sure.
It was awesome. And then when it was over, YouTube had some suggestions. So I just followed another one.
Did you fall in the water hole?
I did. You know what? Apparently I like boat stuff because then I watched a documentary on the Bismarck, which is a World War II battleship, and it was awesome because they were doing like...
You're using these words. I don't normally connect with what you're talking about.
I know.
Like awesome.
I get it. And so it was all about, historically what had happened to it, but then they had dive teams taking submarines down to look at the wreckage of the Bismarck. That was a National Geographic one. Some guy just uploaded it to YouTube. I don't understand how we upload something that has 3 seconds of a song and it gets yanked immediately. This guy, it's a 50-minute HD documentary.
They don't care.
Owned by National Geographic. And they're like, whatever, just put it on there.
They know that no one cares. That's not selling it.
It didn't have a lot of views.
Sure.
I will tell you.
Well, I'm glad you had a lot of fun last night. That sounds not like something I could do, though.
Well, I think that...
I'm not supposed to party that hard anymore.
It's too much.
It's too much for me.
My doctor told me it wasn't good for me.
I gotta take it back a few steps.
My friends had an intervention, and they pulled me out. Right there, I had to go.
And I don't want to.
I had to go right there, then and there.
It's great, though, you watched boat stuff on YouTube.
I'm a boat guy, apparently, because I just kept looking. I'm like, hey, that sounds cool, too. Let's watch that. I'm watching YouTube documentaries.
I'm just happy for you. I am happy for you.
Oh, you know what? The sad part is I want you guys to know, don't think that I don't know. Like, I'm aware. That's the part that makes it painful. I'm in my basement.
You feel it.
I've got my feet up. I'm sipping a Sprite Zero. I'm watching...
Well, now no one said there was that there.
I'm watching...
Now, I could have managed if you would have bought me some of that.
I'm watching naval documentaries on YouTube.
I don't think you're the only one.
What am I doing with my life right now?
You're having fun.
I was having fun, but that's the embarrassing part because I was like, bro, like, you can't tell anybody about this. And I was like, yeah, I'm telling everybody. And by the way, I was only talking to myself.
That's another.
This may shock you.
That's another layer.
This may shock you, but there was nobody down there watching that documentary with me.
Oh, boy.
How can that be?
Oh.
Wish the worst of the riot would never end?
Everything that has a beginning has an end.
What is wrong with you? Get our daily podcast through iTunes, Google Play, or the Radio U app.
Now, most people think that in Canada, the only thing that ever happens is apologizing. But you're wrong. Sometimes they have some protesting.
Is it polite protesting?
And then they apologize for it. So here's the deal in
Hey, they're
Canada.
just people there, okay?
Nikki, in Montreal, they were going to have a big protest over the price of gas.
Yeah.
And there was someone that was organizing it. They had about 5,000 people that were supposed to show up, and it was going to be a big to-do. 5,000 people showed up. 36,000 people said they were interested in this event. Now, they were using Facebook to coordinate this.
It's hard, like, if you're having a party and that's how you're going to try to gauge how many people are coming.
Yeah.
It's hard because some people, they don't actually come.
May shock you. How many people of the 5,000 do you think showed up for the protest?
Maybe 3,500?
Think so? That's a little high.
I think so. Well, if you cut it by half.
Let's play higher or lower. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, wait. Oh, did you want higher or lower?
Yay!
Except I need the buzzer and they can't play at the same time.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
We're limited in what
you
we've
said
got.
3,500?
3,500 came to the protest
Nope.
in Canada. Where at in Canada?
Montreal. So
Montreal.
that's a big metro area.
Let's go 2,500. Wow, now we had a lot more than that say they were interested.
They did.
Okay, 1,000.
Lower.
Oh, now they probably planned for more. I hope they didn't get drinks and food.
They planned for they did not, but that's a good point.
750. 700. Did anyone go?
One person.
No way. That's the organizer.
The organizer didn't come.
No, you're lying.
If this can be believed, and I mean,
this
it's
can't be true.
CTV News, like this is not a joke.
That's a news source.
They had one person that showed up, and here's the part I love. This one lady showed up. They actually had police in the area to make sure that if traffic got out of control, that they had extra police on hand.
Why did anybody else come to the protest?
Because slacktivism.
Well,
like,
that is something.
Hey, it's the worst thing ever. I'm totally going to protest. I'll just stay home now.
Were they just late?
No, just nobody came.
No one came.
One person came to the protest. She got her picture taken with 2 cops. That was it.
Well, that looks bad for the cause.
Oh, I don't think there's a cause here. I don't think anybody was doing anything.
No, wait, did you say 36,000 people had said they were interested?
5,000 people said they were coming. 36,000 said they were interested.
And one
person showed up.
This sounds like a really weird math problem.
It does. I also feel like it's really indicative of kind of social media because we're like, man, people are so mad. People are so worked up. People are so whatever. And when it was time to get out of the basement, they were like, I'm not leaving. I'm down here. I'm staying. I'm not going outside.
Well, even if the organizer decided not to come, that's the worst part out of that.
And what's really sad is, it looked like they had a really fantastic event coming. Mm-hmm. It was like, man, we're going to change things. No, one person came. Not even the person that organized. Can you believe it?
All right.
I can, actually.
Yes, actually, we very much can.
But I'm sure everyone who didn't come was very apologetic. Because Canada joke.
This was the worst of the riot, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
Nice feet. Will you take your socks off for me?